Hey y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl. My name is Brian, and we all know Senator Kennedy can be merciless in his questioning, but the way he grills this Democrat witness is absolutely ruthless. Let's dive in.
The border is an open, bleeding wound, isn't it?
That's a fair way to characterize what's been going on for the last 4 years, sir.
The southern border is chaotic by design, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I've been covering the border for 3 decades, and yeah, it's pretty chaotic.
Would it be fair to say that the broken southern border is man-made?
It would be fair to say that, sir, based on policies that have been implemented.
And that man's name is Joe Biden, isn't it?
That would be a fair assessment, yes, Senator.
Under President Biden, if you wait in line for legal immigration, you're a chump, aren't you?
When you look at the benefits that have been given to people and the speed at which they've been released into the United States, I would be chagrined if I were waiting.
You're a chump, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you believe in open borders, don't you?
I believe in the rule of law, sir.
Right. And it makes you angry that President Trump does not believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Senator, I'm not here to discuss immigration policy. I'm here to discuss whether or not we use the military to enforce it.
And it makes you angry that most Americans don't believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Not in the slightest, sir. Again, I am not here to discuss the immigration policy.
Yeah. On October 14th of this year, you went on CNN. I want to read you what you said, make sure I'm accurate. Here's what you said. President Trump is not like any sane leader. I'm very proud of General Milley for saying that President Trump is a total fascist. To Bob Woodward, if he, as chairman of the Joint Chiefs, is calling the president a fascist, I'm so proud of him for breaking that barrier. The challenge is because most MAGA Republicans, they don't understand what fascism is. The reality is that they are, in fact, fascists themselves. Did I read that accurately?
Senator, I am happy to discuss my personal perspectives with you separately at any time. That's not the purpose of the hearing today.
Did I read that accurately?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. You think you're smarter than the American people, don't you?
Absolutely not, Senator. I am here to discuss the use of the military as part of this mass deportation.
You think you're more virtuous than the American people, don't you, General?
Senator, I am insulted by your comment.
Mr. Melnick, Mr. Reichlin Melnick, you believe in open borders too, don't you?
I do not, Mr. Kennedy.
Okay. On November 1st, 2022, you tweeted, both Texas and Louisiana have their knives out for black immigrants. Do you remember that tweet?
I don't, but it's quite possible.
What Texans, it's not only possible, it happened. You're not denying it, are you?
No, I'm saying, referring to the context.
Who are you talking to?
I actually don't know the context.
Who are you talking to about who in Texas had their knives out for black immigrants?
Guessing the context, but my suspicion is that it has to do the Attorney General Ken Paxton and the Attorney General of Louisiana.
I just did. You don't have a name, do you?
I just said Ken Paxton.
You don't have a name, do you? You just said it, did you?
Just said Ken Paxton.
All right, how about Louisiana? You said Louisiana has its knives out for black immigrants. Who in Louisiana were you talking about?
Again, I'm not certain. That was 2 years ago, and as I'm sure you know, much has happened in the last 2 years.
Well, did you say it?
Again, I do not remember the context,
but you don't,
Senator
you
Kennedy.
said somebody had their knives out from Louisiana for black immigrants, but you don't know who they were? You just said it?
I said the Attorney General of Louisiana and Texas, and I believe this referred to specifically lawsuits brought and arguments that were made in court that the arrival of Haitians
I'm out
and
of time,
others
but I
were
want to get you
inherently
on the
dangerous,
record.
which was
You
not.
Thank you very much, Senator. Appreciate
believe that the
your
Attorney
questions.
General at that time of Louisiana had his knives out for black immigrants. That's your testimony.
Given their
Thank you,
litigation
Senator Kennedy.
conduct, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. There's a difference between acting like you're smarter than everyone else and simply being smarter than everyone else. People who are smarter than everyone else typically don't come out and say it. But both this general and Aaron Reichlin, who is the witness here, have decided that in their infinite wisdom, they're basically going to say that they're smarter, that they're more moral, and they know better than everyone else in the room. And trust me, I'll get to this immigration advocate later, but I actually want to start off with that general. Okay, this general who has apparently served his country for 35 years, normally I'd say immediately thank you. But something in his testimony essentially says that, hey, I am mad at the fact that the American people chose Donald Trump again. Okay, this dude thinks that for some weird reason that his 35 years of service trumps the 78 million voters who just saw 4 years of complete and total ineptitude at the border, at pretty much managing any major affliction of the body, and that also includes the bird flu problem that the Biden administration forgot existed, and that's why egg prices got so stinking high. So we've had 4 years of dysfunction. We've had 4 years of a president who could barely lick an ice cream cone. Okay, the dude needs to be on a nice, warm, sunny front or back porch hanging out with his grandkids, talking about corn pop and eating vanilla ice cream. Okay, that's where Joe Biden needs to be. But this general, all because Donald Trump said, hey, maybe we need to get the military involved down at the border. And so this general thinks that, oh, this is a grave misallocation of resources, that this rhetoric is going to lead to direct action. When the reality is, this rhetoric is, simply put, nothing more than rhetoric. It's an attempt to slightly push the envelope to see where the pulse is. And after the election in November of 2024, the pulse is deal with the illegal immigration problem. Okay? And this general thinks that he's better than everyone, that he knows more, and he's just so incensed that Donald Trump would go in such a direction. And that's what Senator Kennedy is trying to get at here. That's why he's grilling this general in this certain fashion, not because he is ungrateful for his service, but because this man's service somehow trumps all of his other reason, faculties, and maybe even his own oath to the Constitution. When someone is elected through through legal means and an obvious win, you kind of need to respect that. But this general doesn't want to, because it's his ideology that ultimately, after 35 years, once he has gotten to a high enough position, he does not want to look back on those 35 years and question, did I make a mistake? This guy, simply put, does not want to do that. However, we've got a similar problem, a flip side of the same coin, of someone claiming that they're smarter than everyone else, but instead of being wise and hiding his hubris, he decides to have it on full display. And that's what Aaron Reichlin is doing here. That's the witness right there at the end, who was just so vitriolic against Republican administrations, particularly guys like Ken Paxton, who are trying to uphold the law and also have to deal with one hand quite literally being tied behind their back by the Biden administration because the state of Texas shares a very long border with the nation of Mexico. And the Biden administration refused to do their jobs at the border. Ken Paxton tried to deal with the problem and was not often allowed to by the Biden administration. It's just a whole bunch of insanity. And this dude is out here basically trying to make the claim that, oh, I know more than everyone. You need to listen to me. No, wise people don't talk like this, okay? I am not claiming this dude's wise. This guy might be learned. This guy might have a nice degree and a nice education, knows how to write well and make a good argument, but come on, buddy. At a certain point, you got to leave your hubris at the door. And later on in this Judiciary Committee meeting, Josh Hawley got his hooks into him over this idea that, yes, this guy actually does believe in an open border. The dude, unfortunately for him, lied to Congress, or in this case lied to the Senate, because he claimed that, oh, I don't really believe in open borders. I believe in the rule of law. except that he wants to change our laws, and this is what he's wanting. So Reichlin Melnick replied, they're already in the labor force. We're talking about illegal immigrants. To which Hawley replied, illegally, they're here, taking jobs from American citizens. You can't deny this is happening. And this prompted Reichlin Melnick to say, yes, so let's make it legal and fix this. Let's make it legal? No. That's amnesty. Okay? We do not reward bad behavior like this. We should not be rewarding people who have come across the border. I've said a couple of times before that there's got to be some other way to deal with this problem, but you can't reward that kind of bad behavior. That's like a toddler who sees the toy in the candy store at the grocery store and then starts throwing a tantrum. You don't give the kid the toy. You have to take the kid outside, put him in the car with the window rolled down, and make sure that he can't get out because he's been behaving so poorly. You don't reward that sort of nonsense. What you do reward is when that kid sees that there's a buy one, get one. When he sees the price lower tag and he recognizes that that's a better deal, you then say, hey, that is being smart. I'm going to reward you for good behavior for noticing this. You get the piece of candy. Okay, that is a basic system here, and you don't reward the people who have come across illegally, and you particularly don't listen to people who want vast amnesty for millions upon millions of illegal migrants. The old numbers used to say about 12 million, but that number's 15 years old. It's closer to 30 million. And this dude thinks that mass amnesty is the way to go? Absolutely not. This is an asinine idea, and I do not understand why the Democrats think that this is ultimately a winning issue, when it was, if not the number one, definitely the number two reason at the ballot box. There's a reason that Donald Trump got the votes he did, won all 7 swing states, and while Democrats are now scrambling, realizing that, oh, we might have broken our own coalition because we refuse to do anything at the southern border. And refusing to do anything, it's almost as bad as amnesty itself. Good for Senator Kennedy grilling both of these guys who, simply put, think that they know more than everyone else. That isn't a bless your heart kind of moment. That's you need to retire, go off into the sunset, General. And then this dude that's at the think tank, Aaron Reichlin, yeah, you might want to consider another profession because what you're suggesting is asinine. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on PolitiBrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Until then, y'all have a good one.